Aruf Asoko, a women's 400 kg, and Edition Omofia, a men's 67 kg, both from Akwa Ibom State. While Asoko will be making an international debut. Omofia returns for his second championship, having first competed in Uzbekistan in 2021, where they qualified for the Birmingham 2022 and went on to win a bronze. The full squad includes Omolola Onome, women's 53 kg, Favor Agboro, men's 65 kg, Rafiatul Lawa and Ruf Ayodele, both for women's 58 kg, Islamiyat Yusuf, women's 67 kg, Adeda Adelaka, men's 79 kg, Sarah Matthew, women's 77 kg, Brenda Ochena, women's 86 kg, Mary Osijo, women's plus 86 kg, and Lucky Joseph, men's plus 110 kg. Optimism surrounds the Nigeria camp with Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Sport, Paul Bassi, praising the inclusion of Asoko and Murphy as consistent with the state's youth development vision under Governor Umo Eno. Yes, Nigeria's pedigree in the sport remains strong, with the country's lifters having claimed multiple medals at the continental and global competitions over the years. The Director General of the National Sport Commission, Bukola Olopade, asked the team to sustain that legacy, saying, and I quote, "Our lifters have consistently proven their strengths and discipline, and I have no doubt they will make the nation proud again. Yes, they will surely make us proud again." The 2025 Commonwealth Weightlifting Championships runs from August 25 to 30th in Abu while the 2026 Commonwealth Games will take place in Glasgow, Scotland from July 23 to August 2nd. They now go fit take us for where Nigeria we stand. Nigeria's Patrick Starboy Ocheme is closing in on the pioneer PFL African crown after securing his place in the semi-finals of the inaugural Professional Fighters League African Tournament. The fight weight start we headline the semi-finals while Africans when Africa's elites meets the martial arts fighters compete for sport in the tournament finals at the BK Arena in Kigali, Rwanda this Saturday at October 18. After two groundbreaking events in Cape Town and Johannesburg, the finalists of the inaugural PFL African Tournament will be decided at the semi-final bout across the heavyweight, welterweight, featherweight, and the bantamweight divisions. Headline evening, Ocheme, who delivered a master class at the quarterfinal bout in Johannesburg with a unanimous decision victory over Guinea's Mohamed Kamara, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. We face Burkina Faso Abdul Sakara at a featherweight semi-final main event and away from kickboxing. All right, let's talk about the Tigers finish fifth in final Afro basket standings. We'll be back after this timeout.
ọlọ́run ọba tó gbẹkún lójú Hánà tó fẹ̀rí sí lẹ́nu tó yẹ̀yẹ́ Gòláyátì níwájú Dáfídì ó tún gbèsè rẹ̀ dé ní orí òkè àánú Ìtàpá Èkìtì Faith Revival Ministry níbi ìpàdé àdúrà alágbára ní annual King of Kings Convention 2025 ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹjọ irú ẹ̀ tí àkòrí rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ odò Bẹ́sáídà odidi ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ni ó fi wáyé o gbogbo èèyàn lọ́ba àwọn ọba ń retí ń bẹ̀ o ẹ máa bọ̀. ọba àwọn ọba ọjọ́ kẹta sọ́jọ́ karùn-ún oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún 2025 tá a wà yìí ní agbára ọlọ́run ọba yóò sọ̀kalẹ̀ tí orí òkè àánú Ìtàpá Èkìtì níbi tí onírúurú ogun láti di wọ́múwọ́mú fọ́gbọ̀lọ́pọ̀ ìdè yóò máa já parapara oníròbìnújẹ́ yóò máa di aláyọ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ níbi tí ọba àwọn ọba yóò ti máa lọ bàbá wa wòlíì John Àjàjà tí wọ́n jẹ́ general overseer pẹ̀lú ìyàwó wọn wòlíì obìnrin Ṣọlá Àjàjà wòlíì Michael Bámiṣayé àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ ọlọ́run ọba ká máa sọ àṣẹ kìkì ọ̀rọ̀ kan sínú ayé gbogbo ìṣẹ̀dá èèyàn aago 9 àárọ̀ nípàdé àdúrà yóò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbà tí arúgbó ọjọ́ bá yọ̀ǹda ẹ̀rí díẹ̀ lẹ́rí lọ́dún tó kọjá ẹ̀rí ìtọ̀tẹ̀ yóò pọ̀ gbogbo àpapọ̀ àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ orí òkè àánú Ìtàpá Èkìtì àwọn ló ń kéde o.
All right, you're welcome back from that break. Following the conclusion of the 2025 FIBA Afro-Basket Tournament held in Angola, Nigeria seeded men's scene. The Tigers finished in a commendable 5th position at the final standard after the 13-day event. The tournament, which ran from August 12 to 24 in Southern African nation, saw the host defeat Mali 70-43 in the final to win the 12th continental title. The victory also saw Angola become the most successful nation in the FIBA Afro-Basket history, as they finished their campaign as the only team to go through the entire tournament unbeaten. They finished with a perfect 6-0 record. The victory is Angola's first African title since the 2013 edition, which took place in Abidjan, Ivory Coast. As for the Tigers, their 20th appearance at the competition ended in the quarterfinal stages, having suffered a 91-75 defeat at the hands of eventual bronze medal winner Senegal. Yes, the coach Mohamed Abdurrahman Lassaid had begun their campaign by claiming victories over Madagascar, Tunisia, and Cameroon during the rugby performance round the rugby phase to top Group B with 6 points. Alright, away from that. A statement from a two-time Olympic medalist and nephew Udo Obung believes that the past and present Nigerian athletes in different sports are entitled to respect and recognition from the country against the idea of lifetime financial benefits. Udo Obung made this remark in the wake of comments by some Nigerian ex-football players who berated the Nigerian Football Federation and the government for neglecting ex-players. Former Super Eagles offender Taribo West and Austin Guavon spoke at the service of songs for the late goalkeeper, condemning the government for abandoning Rufai. The Nigerian Football Federation, however, released a statement to counter the claims of the ex-internationals. Odon Obung, who won 2 Olympic medals for Nigeria. He anchored the men's 4x400 meter relay team to gold at the Sydney 2000 Games and also won bronze in the same event at the Athens 2004. In 2024, he joined the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia Athletics Development Program as technical director. He landed the job after the FIFA competition with other experts from America, Britain, and Australia. Before then, the 43-year-old functioned at different capacities in Nigerian athletics. He was also prominent as the technical director of the Lagos State Athletics Association. Let's really talk about what this Udo Obung just said about saying that Nigeria owns no sportsman any favor. What do you say about this, sir? Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to Sports Extra this morning. Well, that's from his own point of view. You know, if you have represented your country as a sportsman, you should have entitlement to be recognized. What of somebody who represented his country? Okay, I say somebody who represented his country as a minister, and still getting recognition after leaving the office. A senator will be called a senator for life. What has he given to the country that sportsmen and women have not given? Let's look at it from that point of view. So they should be given due recognition. In fact, they stretch themselves even to represent the nation against all odds. At times, the condition under which they compete is not favorable. Yet they competed. You can count the number of people that have absconded from Nigeria to become citizens of other nations. But this one stood. They represented the country. They deserve to be recognized.
Because in as much as they're out of the service now, they always abandon there, and this is not good.
I was reading a post yesterday that in the burial of Peter Rufai, person that first represented Nigeria in the first World Cup, that kept the goal for the very first World Cup. I learned that the NFF was not even represented. It's uncalled for.
Very, very uncalled for.
Well, good morning, sport fans, sport lovers across the globe, across the nation. You're welcome. Well, about this, I'll say it's based on perspective, which
Okay.
it is viewed, and yeah, it hasn't happened to you. That's why you feel you can say it in that manner. After him, as the person Ubong who was talking, an athlete, he still had series of appointments despite ending his career as a two-time Olympic. He was still getting appointments, even in Lagos State. Now, let's look at Peter El Rufai. After his retirement, what recognition did he get? Now, this is someone who played in 2 World Cups for Nigeria, 1 Africa Cup of Nation. For someone like that will be recognized as an hero.
Yeah.
Peter El Rufai was a childhood hero to some people.
Mm.
You see, most kids when they play in street football, they go like, "I mean El Rufai,"
Yeah.
that kind
yeah,
of thing.
Yeah.
So a childhood hero to so many people
Mm.
who didn't get recognition after his career, even towards the time of his death. So it is questionable for that kind of person to say Nigeria don't owe him anything. You've played your career, fine. You've played your club career. You have the national career. We are talking about the national career this time around. What recognition is the country giving them as an hero? So yes, the country holds them a lot because they were symbol and representative of the country at some point. And even if you are going to make a review of it, you are still going to realize that okay, these people did represent this country. So yes, they are still ambassadors of this country. It's not about ambassadorial appointments. That's when you call someone an ambassador or an icon of the country. So that's what I see about this.
Well, we believe that because we have to be seeing this, letting the NFF and the federal government to know what is really happening. Because it's not. Should I say most of our legends in Nigeria, they are not living fine. Some of them were not living fine before they passed on. So all these things, they are uncalled for, because we should come out and tell them, let's lay the foundation. What can we be doing? What should be done to all these people after their retirement? Will they get paid? Or should we just let them just like that?
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You know, in the era where most of these sportsmen we're talking about
Yeah.
represent the country, majority of them didn't go beyond school sat back then. So it's when after fulfilling their sporting career with no more than that education, it's a bit difficult to find a comfortable level in the society. For instance, if you check the 1980 squad of Eagles that won the first Nations Cup, check the whole lots of them, you find that just very few of them are above. Well, let's say very few of them has a university, even polytechnic education. Odegbami, Adoki Amasiamaka, Felix Owolabi. Those are the ones I, as a person, can remember having gone beyond school sat. So they can find their level in at least in the society. But somebody, because of what it was then. So it's when you use your gift to represent the country and make the name of the country to be known worldwide, it's something worthwhile. You should enjoy recognition for the rest of your life. How much will it take to be recognized? How much will it take? If these former athletes are placed on a stipend for the rest of their life, it's okay. The country can do it. Compared to, somebody that represent as a politician, let's assume you were governor for 4 years, 8 years. You know what you go home with? See, to be a sportsman is not easy at all. At all. In my own little way, when I played football, jogging 11 kilometers every morning for 2 months. You know what it means? So that's a very little way. Not compared to people who represent the country. You know the rigor they will go through to keep in shape. You can't do what others are doing.
Sure.
You can't eat just anyhow. You live a regimented life so that you could stay fit to represent the country, to give the country a good name. It's they should be recognized.
All right, tell me how you want to say something.
Yes, I want to add to what Daddy said.
Okay.
Daddy said something. He said, those players, if they want to like let them enjoy forever, is something that can happen. Let's take it this way. All those players who played the past Euros, who played for the country, do they still have the record of those players? My second question is that, do they still like, if we are to tell them to measure the starting 11 that played during that era, can they still give the record of those people? So I will just say that it shows that they have this lackadaisical attitude towards them, that not showing interest in them, that oh yes, they've done their part should be is gone already, so let's focus on this thing. So something like that I don't think is right in the sportsmanship.
Well, on the final note,
Yeah.
this is not to encourage a sense of entitlement. But on the other hand, the country should have a plan. The country should have a plan for every players who have represented the country in times of need, specifically in times of need. Now, El Rufai died of a prolonged
Not
illness.
a Rufai, Peter Rufai.
Sorry.
No, because you are
Not the Kaduna former governor. please. Peter Rufai died after a prolonged illness. So, I mean, during this time of illness, now there were reports that NFF and Lagos State government was contacted about what they can do for him, and they were not getting any response. So yes, there should be a plan in place, even if it's health insurance. It should be in place for them.
It should be.
It should be in place for them. So that's just it.
Okay. And I would like to add to what Mr. Waiwa said. In the next 50 years, 40 years, this stuff that this kind of thing that happened to past, it shouldn't repeat itself. Like you said, health insurance, and there are some things that you should do for them. So this stuff in the next 50 years, you should be able to be like, yes, they tried something, they did something for this player, these recent players.
Well, we believe that they will, after this now, they should find something to do. They should bring out some scheme or some formalities or some, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that these people, even this current one, they will be even fear to play for, they will use all their energy and play for the country, to serve the country.
If you know the number that is, I'm talking of what I am that is sure of, that is football.
Yeah.
If you know the number of footballers who will have represented this country but chose to represent other nations, it would have been formidable. That it would have had a formidable team in the Super Eagles. A lot of them. Akanji, that has played for Switzerland, is a Nigerian.
Yeah.
This guy Alaba is a Nigerian. So a lot of them. Dele Ali, you can Olise mention a lot. There are a lot. Little things like this. If you have a plan for them, that is okay. If at least the ones coming now, if they see what you have done for the people that have gone ahead, it will motivate them. In a situation whereby with the news we hear and not palatable news about our ex-sportsmen. It makes us to be afraid.
I even watched one video clip whereby Terrible West, where Terrible West says something that he will never allow his children back to Nigeria. I listened to that. I was like, man, really? So that means these people cannot say, they cannot come out and say this is what they are passing through.
There's a picture of Taribo West when he was playing for Nigeria. He had a head injury. Blood was gushing out.
Yes.
Yet they cleaned the blood and he continued playing. So those things, it takes that's what do you call it? Patriotism. These sportsmen are patriots who represent the country. Let them be recognized. Let them be cared for. Yeah. No matter how little, let it come from the sports federations. Let it and the sport commission now. We have a commission now. Let them do something. Get, like Tomiwa said, get a record of all our sportsmen who have downed the colors of Nigeria, and just a little bit of encouragement, even after they have left representing the country.
Okay. Yes, I would like to ask something. When I was young, honestly, the way the Nigerian sports was going then, I would say, I don't think I can play for my country. So then, when I get to gradually, I get going on gradually and advice from my dad, I just feel like, yes, the love I have for this country, that is just what will make me to play with passion, encouragement. That is just it. Because I get this kind of encouragement, not from outsider, not from coach. My coach, while I was in Lagos, we tell me that you won't waste your talent here in Nigeria and you've never played for this Nigeria. From there, those kind of words make me like, yes, the country is bad. But the encouragement I got from my dad, it was like, forget the fact that the country is bad. There's a player can change the whole situation of the country, the whole situation of the football federation. Now I see the likes of Osimhen. His love for the country, his passion, his strength, everything is given for the country. So from there, I just learned my lesson, and I was like, for the love of the country, I just have to change my.
Thank you very much. I believe that they will do something about this. The Super Eagles coach Erisako Chile says the team will pull up some surprises in the remaining 4 games of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, despite being written off in the race to the tournaments, which will be played in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. After 6 matches, the Super Eagles, after 6 matches, the Super Eagles are 4th in their qualifying group C with 7 points, 6 points behind South Africa, who leads the group with 20 points. Chile has only managed 2 of their first 6 games in the series, beat Rwanda to Costa Kigali before an unfortunate 1-1 draw against Zimbabwe in Uyona match. The previous handlers before him, Jules Pesiro and Finidi Josh, handled 2 games each without any wins. Despite Nigeria's precarious situations in the group, Chile admits that the team has been written off, but remains confident that they can climb the mountain. Successfully. The Super Eagles will be back in camp in New York on September 1 for their next 2 games in the series. They will host Rwanda on Saturday, September 6, before traveling to face South Africa in a Bloemfontein 3 days later. After the next 2 games in September, their last 2 games are against Lesotho away and the Benin Republic at home in October. Rwanda and Benin Republic are above Nigeria with 1 point each, and the 3 teams are hoping that the table toppers, South Africa, will lose 3 points for feeding an ineligible player during their 2-0 win over Lesotho the match. Yes. What did the Chile just say that they will prove them wrong?
He has a lot to prove.
Yeah.
He has a lot to show. He has a lot of comeback to make. He has a lot of stain to get off from his own white lining. Because you can't just go to a tournament, intercontinental tournament, get 3 points and crash out at group stage, and 3 matches you lost 2, then you won 1, and it's a taint on his CV. It has degraded him. It has degraded his level as a coach. So now he has a lot to prove to Nigerians. He has a lot to prove to Super Eagles. He has a lot to prove to even himself on a personal level. I can do this, I can do better than I did in the previous CHAN tournament. So yes, so let's hope that he can actually turn his own situation around, because I can confidently say that the nation, with citizens, with sports fans, and even some people in the squad are already losing faith with him. So it's up to him to turn it around and make a massive turnaround. Okay, yeah, this is how better I can get. This is the level of delivery that I can give you people as Nigerians. So that's it.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, we still counted on Eris Chile, but people, some of football fans in Nigeria are saying Eris Chile, no, he can't do this, he can't do that, based on what happened at the CHAN. So people have been, trying to be rating of that particular situation. Well, we believe September 1 will surely be here. So let's see what is going to happen.
Okay. Let's be hopeful.
Meanwhile, Rwanda head coach Adam Aroche yesterday he named a 27-man professional squad for his side's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualified against Nigeria and Zimbabwe. So regulars Fabrice and Wari and Innocent Choti and Musinzi and the captain Bizimana Jihad among those included in the squad. The list consists of 3 goalkeepers, 9 defenders, 6 midfielders, and 9 strikers. Roger will trim the squad before the team's departure to Nigeria on Wednesday, September 3rd. So the Amavobi will face Nigeria in the matchday 7th clash at the Gosula Akpabio International Stadium in Rio on September 6th, Saturday this year. Well,
let's be hopeful.
Early squad list ahead of the September 6th. That's to tell you that these people are ready.
They're ready. They know what they want already. They know the squad they are picking out.
Yes.
Well. All right, away from Africa, straight to Europe. And let's begin from Canadian teenager Victoria Boko was brought down to earth with a straight set first round defeat to Barbara Voka at the US Open on Monday. Boko, the 22nd seed, who turns 19 on Tuesday, bowed out of the tournament after losing 6-3, 6-2. Talking about this, the early exit comes just 3 weeks after Boko celebrated her first WTA title with a victory at the Canadian Open in Montreal. Yes, 2-time Grand Slam singles champion Rechikova will face Japan's Moyuka Uchijima in the second round. Elsewhere Monday, 2-time Wimbledon champion Petra Vitova brought the curtain down on the professional career with a 6-1, 6-0 defeat to Francis Diane Perry. The 35-year-old says had already announced a plan to hang up her racket after the US Open. Away from tennis, straight to football. Galatasaray are waiting up a possible 30 million euro move for Club Brugge midfielder Rafael Onyedika as the Belgian champions brace themselves for the potential exit of 3 key players in the final days of the transfer window. A lot of transfer out here, so now let's talk about Ademola Lookman as well. Atalanta will make a decision on Ademola Lookman future when the summer transfer window comes to an end. Yes, according to the director Tony Diamaco, who expressed disappointment with Nigerian forwards conduct. So the Cedar A club provided a brief update on the Lookman situation with the 27-year-old Super Eagles. Our star continue to train separately from the first team squad. Will this help Ademola Lookman to get a future?
Because Atlanta now knows that Ademola Lookman does not want to play for them anymore, and of course it's not healthy enough to keep a player who does not want to play for you, and it's not healthy for the player to play for a club that even the club themselves does not want him to remain. They just do not want to sell him to another Syria club. So in that respect, you have to both the clubs and the player, they have to come together and come to an agreement that this is what we are going to do about this situation. So it's left to Atlanta to look for a best solution that is going to suit Ademola Lookman, because Ademola Lookman right now is going to get his pay from the club, and it will be a big loss for the club if you have a player who is not playing for you but he's on your payroll, and he's one of the top earners in the club. So what would that make? What would that make Atlanta? So it's better for Atlanta to, get a club that is going to sign Ademola Lookman. Now Ademola Lookman have identified the club he wants to go. Atlanta said no, you're not going to this club. We'd rather sell you to England, to Arsenal. And now Arsenal probably have signed Iberichieze, and there's no room for Ademola Lookman.
Adama Lookman again.
So now, where is it going to end up at?
So what's going to happen now between the two parties?
So it's up to the club. They have only two options right now: to integrate Ademola Lookman back into the squad, or to find a proper club for him. Either ways, Ademola Lookman is going to win.
Right, Liverpool needed 100-minute winner from 16-year-old Rio Ngumoa to beat Newcastle 3-2 after blowing the 2-goal lead against them men at the Premier League trailer on Monday. You saying something about Liverpool's match, right?
Yeah. I was asking if you watched the match. The match was intense. It's a classic match. It's a thriller. But it's just what we've been saying about Liverpool since the start of the season, that they need a proper defensive output. They need it.
Yeah.
Now imagine lose. They were leading 2-0. Then
Against 10 men.
against 10 men,
yes.
Newcastle got a red card. Gordon's got a red card.
45th minute.
And with 10 men, they staged a comeback. Now the second goal came in the 88th minute. So Liverpool had to struggle and scrap a win out of it. And of course, it's a match that comes with a lot of vendetta. Liverpool was trying to take their best player. Newcastle lost their top targets to Liverpool in person of Hugo Ekitike, and Liverpool could not get their own top striker in person of Alexander Isak so it was more of a intense and very personal match. That was how the match got. I think there was about 34 fouls altogether blown in the match. That tells a lot about the intensity of the match. So Liverpool should work on their defense line, and of course Newcastle is wow. They were impressive. I mean, what could have happened without the red card? Now Dominic Szoboszlai was playing out of position.
Yeah.
The midfielder, he played at right back, even though he provided the final assist that gave the winning goal. But at the same time, what's happening with Liverpool? What's happening with them? We have to question that. But all the same, it's very difficult to say Liverpool will retain the English Premier League title with this kind of performance. It's very hard to say.
I don't think so, because they'll go to Europe, they'll be stretched. So it's
So that means they have to do something before the transfer window closes.
Yeah, they have to do something in place of regarding their defense line. They have to do something about it, because
especially
now Jeremy Frimpong went out injured, and there's no qualitative backup for him.
Konate too is injured.
Konate too is injured.
Should we now say it will be very difficult for Liverpool to retain the title?
It will be difficult.
Because others are pushing, they will push for the title. Others are pushing, Arsenal is pushing, Chelsea is pushing, Tottenham too is not relenting. So it's for them to now compete favorably with others who are pushing, they need to shore up their defense.
yes.
Alright, away from Anfield, Coventry City manager Frank Lampard is keen to send Chelsea led by Ben Chilwell this summer transfer window. Lampard is keen to reunite with his former player at Coventry. Right away from that, Super Falcons captain Rashida Ajibade has completed a permanent transfer to French women's club Paris Saint-Germain. A huge one for him.
Yeah, a huge move. Even though Paris Saint-Germain is still not the biggest club in biggest women's club in France, it is Lyon. But at the same time, it's a big move for her. And let's hope that with the inclusion of Rashida Ajibade, there will be a resounding resurgence. Thank you, sir. A resounding resurgence for Paris Saint-Germain to be able to compete with Olympique de Lyon in the French league, women French league. Yeah.
All right. All right, one or two of the better shout out to Mrs. Ibukunle Yetunde, aka Ya Love. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. Ibukunle Yetunde, aka Ya Love. Yes, long life and prosperity, more money in your bank accounts. Happy birthday to Mrs. Ibukunle Yetunde, aka Ya Love. Alright, away from that, Bukayo Saka will be out for the next 4 weeks with a hamstring problem. Saka limped off during the second half of Ghana's 5-0 victory over Leeds United on Saturday. Although the injury is not as bad as first feared, he will miss several key features for club and country. Saka has scored the second goal against Leeds before he replaced by Leandro Trossard. So, according the 23-year-old will not be fit until after upcoming international break of the season. The injury effectively rules him out of Arsenal next Premier League game at Liverpool, as well as next month's home game against Nottingham Forest and Arsenal first Champions League match of the season. So Saka will miss England 2026 World Cup qualified against Andorra and Serbia. Do they have replacement for Saka now?
Of course. They have Trossard, they have Martinelli, they have Noni Madueke, they even have Berechese. So yeah. This was what we talked about during the transfer window.
They have Dorman too.
Yeah, they have Dorman too. Now, this was what we talked about during the transfer window. That Saka has been going in and out of injuries, and apparently, the signing of Noni Madueke was what led to us making that conclusion. So yeah, there's a replacement for him.
All right, thank you very much. This is how far we can go to today's edition of Sport Extra. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition. Very big thanks to my Oga at the top, Oga BB. Thank you very much, sir. Good to always have you here. And Mayowa, thank you. Tomiwa, thank you. My name is Kingsley Iniovosa.